Hey guys, it's Christine with Horse and Human Harmony. Today I wanted to do a short little educational video about the different kinds of flocking out there that there are. I personally prefer to use what we call Jacob's wool. Now this wool I can only kind of get in England. And it has the fiber tendencies of this tend to be a little bit longer, and they tend to be very crinkly or very wavy, curvy. So it does a really good job of holding its shape a little bit better than some of the other ones and not compressing to get really hard. So it actually does a better job of pressure distribution, and it's been scientifically tested with some independent companies where they test all different kinds of things. One of the companies I follow is called Centaur Biomechanics, and that's one of their jobs that they do is they do a lot of different pressure testing in saddles and horses. So like I said, so this is one of the ones that I really prefer using. I've been to training for this. Like I said, it's called Jacob's wool, and it's in all of the English saddles that I carry. Over here we have what is more common in the US, and it's white lamb's wool. And you can see that these fibers right here, they're a lot straighter, you know, so it comes out in these long, this long strip here, and it'll come in on a spool. And I've been to a course where they train this kind as well. But what happens is with this is the fitter is trained to take this strip and try and layer it in through some of the flocking holes. But what ends up kind of happening a lot of the times, and you'll see as you take the saddles apart, is it compresses and it kind of accordions in. And because these fibers are so much flatter, they compress really hard over time. And you'll get something like this right here where it's just a really hard knot right now. Like this isn't, I mean, you can kind of see this. I mean, it's really cool when you can feel this in person and kind of how hard this is. And these are some other ones I pulled out of saddles. They just turn into these really hard little clumps, unfortunately. We also have synthetic as well. This can also, it's a little bit softer, but it also tends to kind of ball up and get a little bit hard in areas, and it doesn't do as well in the pressure testing as the Jacob's wool does. We also have this, which I typically pull this out of either cheaper saddles or something made in India, or sometimes some really old saddles where they used to get, this is actually fibers from yarn. And that's why you can kind of see the different colors in it. You got a little bit of red, some yellow. I pulled out some that are pink and blue. So this is actually yarn. So what they used to do is then they would collect all in factories where they just spool yarn. They get all these little tiny fibers that fall onto the floor. They'd sweep those up and they would sell that, and they would kind of make this flocking. And it's kind of soft, but again, because it doesn't hold its shape very well, it also tends to compress and get knotted. And then if anyone's ever wondering what a panel looks like when you pull it out for the care panels, this is it. It's yeah, there's really not much to say about this. It actually, you can squeeze it and you can see how it actually compresses because it's actually filled with foam. So anything that you can kind of squeeze with your fingers and it compresses to nothing, kind of like a little bit like the memory foam type stuff, it really doesn't do a good job of actually distributing pressure or filling in gaps or anything like that. So these are just a couple of different types I want to talk about. These are some of the kind of the most common. Like I said, I'll usually come across either the white wool, synthetic, or some kind of fillers sometimes as well. So just to kind of give you an idea as that, you know, not every saddle is standard, and there's different kinds of techniques to address flocking out there. So if you got any other questions, I'm happy to answer them, and hope you guys are getting back to riding and looking forward to hopefully a show season this year. All right, take care.